What was the last thing you cried about?
Oh, whoa.
I was like, why did you have to ask that question?
Because
10
minutes
ago.
Because
This is what podcasts are all about.
Because it's a question that produces that response.
I just don't think y'all can handle my answer.
So we recorded 2 episodes with Jem. Let's just be honest what we did here. She's here again, everybody. She's back for more.
Surprise.
And this one's going to be a lot better, I swear. This one's going to be better than the last one.
No, we recorded one, and we're recording another one. You implied what you said implies that this is the 3rd episode.
Get it
I don't want to misrepresent what we're doing here.
Don't get it straight or pay the price. I have one job, and it's to make sure people keep watching, and you blew it.
It's going to be a long
Yeah,
day.
we blew it big time. But no, while we're here, just making sure everybody knows, you should follow Jem's Instagram. What is that, Jem, again?
At JAIMESPEZZANO. Just present it and show it.
Amazing photographer. Check out her
Thank
Instagram.
you.
She's amazing.
Yep.
And you should subscribe to our YouTube channel while we're here at that as well.
Yeah, here's a link right here. Dylan, do it.
Oh, boom, right there. Look
It's
at that.
here's a link
look,
right here.
look at the way
Yeah.
Luke did that.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.
Like right there. Look at that.
Ooh,
That's
sexy.
amazing.
I'm holding the link up.
Yeah.
So
So-
strong.
Sorry.
If you like mountain ranges, if you like nature scenery, then you'll love her photography.
Yeah. It's fantastic. That's what you...
It was like the
Don't you
opposite
Yeah,
of most
what
of
you
my
do.
photography.
Josh hasn't looked. So what we're going to do today while Jem's here is that we're just going to ask some random questions because that's what we like to do on the show. So
No,
Jem
they're
actually
not
has...
random. They're curated and they're extremely intentional and
thoughtful.
important.
Gosh, I told you never to interrupt me, but you did.
Dude, you just turned into Sling Blade right now.
Your mouth was out here.
Yeah, I don't know
I
what.
can do like a Godfather impression.
Okay.
That's as good as it got.
Yep. First step is watch The
very
Godfather.
Anyway, Jem, what's your first question that you have for us, Jem? She can't speak.
Yeah, I'll watch. Yeah, I'll make a Godfather impression. Here we are, everybody. Go with The Godfather.
I'm the Godfather.
Waka waka. Dude, where the hell did that come from?
Dude, Luke, stop. I thought I was
That wasn't
embarrassing
me.
you.
That wasn't me.
What happened? Did you?
The Waka
gotta
Waka?
Oh, no, that was Cody.
That was
Yeah,
Cody.
I know
That wasn't me.
Anyway, Jem,
Okay.
what's the first question you got for us?
All right. I have a very serious question to
I'm
ask
sure it
you
is.
guys. Would you rather marry,
Date
have
marry.
much sex with a very, very hairy Wolverine butchy woman, or a very beautiful, pretty man?
Wow.
Hey,
Define pretty man.
I don't know. I don't know what.
Very
Josh?
pretty.
I don't know. I don't. I think I'm a good hybrid between both of those things. But in serious though, you're a piece of.
Thanks a lot.
Why would you put us in that scenario?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. So I have to. So my options are intercourse with a monster with a vagina,
Yes. You know your
or
options.
a good-looking man.
I would say that the Wolverine creature is shapely,
Voluptuous.
but just covered in hair.
Covered in
Are
hair.
we talking Rosie
Has
O'Donnell?
hair.
I'm talking
No.
Recognizable as a human.
Yeah, not like an actual
Okay.
So like
dog,
a,
but
like a,
like
well, because you said Wolverine.
covered in hair is what I mean.
A Wolverine covered in hair.
Yeah.
So a French woman.
So you're saying to your point, a recognizable female, but just covered in hair.
Yeah.
So is this hair like the kind
Coarse.
of
Coarse.
no? Is this hair
Coarse.
like the kind that's on my shins, or like the kind that's like on a cat?
In between.
Like
so
a wire brush.
yeah, it's like
A wire brush.
thicker, but
But-
your hair
for a
like but
grill.
thicker.
But is it like kept? Is it like shampooed?
it's a lovely coat.
Oh, that's easy.
Head and shoulders.
The man.
So much deflection
No,
before that answer.
the female, because I feel like where we got to was like a real soft, feminine thing.
covered in hair.
Yeah.
Well, like cats are feminine; they're covered in hair. I'm
She
not
has
saying I want
metal
to say,
claws that come out of her hands.
dude. They all do, brother.
But, you know, very muscular at the same time.
Okay, you
Josh-
you can't add that after I say my answer.
Josh is trying to mold your description into what he wants.
Yeah.
I'm,
All right,
I'm,
we got Josh's answer. Luke, what do you think?
dude, I find this whole question unacceptable.
Shut up.
The female creature.
The female Wolverine.
Take that
Cody,
armpit.
please
He answered.
elaborate.
Cody?
Yeah. Cody.
I did.
What was it?
The lady.
Yeah.
The Rosie
Dylan?
O'Donnell.
Yeah, it would definitely be the lady because here's the thing: even the best-looking guys out there,
Still a
the,
dude.
the old business downstairs, whenever like every guy knows this. Every time he takes a shower, he just kind of looks at it and goes, "What the hell?" What?
Look, the mechanics are different, right?
I'm like, what?
You're into one
is-
or the other.
Yeah.
Period.
What is this? This is just, as Family Guy perfectly put it, this
Casserole and
is
nonsense.
a casserole of nonsense is what this is. This is just a mishmash of what the hell is going on. So, no, I don't think I could do that. And again, I'd probably look at that Wolverine lady and be like, what
over
the
it.
hell is going on? But at least you don't have a casserole of nonsense.
At least I know what to do with
Great
that.
answer.
Yeah, that's what I would do. What about you? Would you rather...
If it was switched.
Totally the Wolverine
yeah.
lady.
Really?
Wow.
No, I think the very pretty man.
Well, it's...
Yeah, I don't think it's the
Easier
same
to
question.
say.
To borrow from Adam Carolla.
Shocking! Wait, which one was it?
I don't know.
All right, Luke, you're next. What's your question?
All right, I have a would you rather.
Perfect.
Let me read it because I forgot what it was.
All right.
Would you rather travel 200 years back in time or 200 years into the future? You retain your knowledge of everything,
Of the present.
of the present.
Are you stuck there or do you come back?
You're
Good question.
stuck there.
Dylan, you go first.
So you make a life.
I
You have
would-
to make a life.
I would easily go into the future. Easily.
So you want to go into the future. Well, describe yourself. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Let's add an and why.
And why, yes.
Well, the reason I would go into the future is because I can only imagine that 200 years in the future has to be better, at least technologically and economically better than it is today.
Doesn't have to be. About
Well,
just
well,
everyone
by-
just nuking each other.
Well, again, if that's the case, then I'll just die immediately, and then I at least know this is the end of civilization. But if I go back 200 years ago,
You know where
there's-
you're going.
I know exactly what's going to happen already. I know the case of what's going on. So it's like there's no surprises here. And why would I want to be in that time? We don't have a lot of the great things that we have today. So I would easily go into the future and say, I want to know... if we've cured cancer yet. I want to know if we've been to Mars. Are we colonizing on Mars? Are we doing all these crazy cool things that we keep predicting? That
Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Lady.
Lady. I've always had a huge fascination with history
Boring.
and period pieces. Shut up, it's not your
kidding.
turn.
I love history,
You already
by the way.
went. But I have to say that for being a woman, going back in time isn't the best. So I definitely would choose going into the future. And I'd be very interested to see what kind of technology and how life looks. But hopefully the Earth is still here in 200 years.
I like it.
I'm pretty sure you'll still be here.
Trump's gonna
I
be
just-
president
I don't know.
For
if it's
200
same
years
condition.
for his 47th term.
Yeah, I would go into the future for sure. For the same reasons that Dylan said. I don't remember what they were, but yeah. Those.
Technologically advanced, and
Yeah,
where
no,
are we at?
it's because there's nothing particularly attractive about 200 years ago. There might be something.
Dude.
Dude, Cody just shouted a really anti-Semitic thing. A Jew, really loud.
I haven't looked at Cody since I heard that sound, but I expect his face to be covered in blood.
You hope it's blood.
Red flag.
Cheese whiz.
Red flag.
I know what to expect 200 years ago. When it comes to 200 years in the future, it would be extremely interesting to know where we land, and I feel like I'm a glass half full kind of guy, so I feel like it'll be better than what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I would do that. Cody.
I love your 40-minute answers. 200 years ago, life sucked.
Did it?
Yeah, it did.
How?
Yeah, 200 years ago.
Where?
Was it
You didn't have online dating.
the 1800s? You want to live in the 1800s? It was great.
Early 1800s.
Yeah.
This is right after.
It wasn't necessarily bad.
What
How do you
would you
know?
rather live in the 1800s or the 2000s?
2000s.
Okay, then you
Yeah.
answered.
But,
You want to mill corn?
Yeah.
Do you want to milk corn?
Just yell milk corn at me.
Mill corn. Yeah, definitely the future.
All right. Then we have it. Luke.
Look, I agree with all of you. The end.
No counterpoint.
Now that's good. Now that's good podcast.
Yeah. The past, for one reason, take all of what you know, and you could just be a freaking superhero in the past. Now, granted, you have to have some knowledge, right? You have to bring something with you.
Dude, how
there's
funny?
our problem.
How funny would it be if you came back from this time to 200 and you had nothing to offer?
I don't know.
Everyone
Horses
looked at
okay, fine.
Everyone looked at you as just a
Yeah.
dullard.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to build a car.
You know what?
But you have the concept of a car.
Yeah, but that does no one any good. Hey guys, I swear to God, super fast.
There's an engine somewhere. Wheels.
Hey, you could put that in a box and heat it up real quick, but don't look at me.
Sure, Looney Tunes.
So you don't have the concept of a car. Is what you're telling me.
Well, we couldn't build one.
Well, you could, Luke's point is that you could give the concept, and that would
the
probably
people that can't.
it would probably expedite the process of them building the car.
You could build a better future, essentially. That's my counterpoint.
Yeah, and again, I still would think that being in the future would be to be the richest person in a really bad time versus the most unintelligent person in the best time. I think I would take the latter.
There'll be someone dumber.
Yeah.
What a dumb piece of...
Yeah. All right. Well, Josh, what's your question? What do we got? Let's move on
You know
here.
what? I have a number of questions for y'all. All right. What one goal do you hope to accomplish this year? And we are in almost the beginning of April, so we got a lot of the year to go. Dylan!
Oh my gosh, I'm first every time.
Most of the year you
Dramatic.
got.
For those who may not be following us, obviously I'm getting married later this year.
Is it hypnosis? Are you hypnotized?
I've had a lot to drink. No, I'm getting married, and that's not the goal per se. But that's what's going to
It's
happen.
for her not to back out.
Yeah, kind of. No, just figuring out where we're gonna live and figuring out because our wedding is in September and we have the date picked out. And I'm not gonna say the date because you guys don't need to know that.
I don't.
You're
need to
not
know that.
invited.
Yeah.
But the day after is the day I care about because it's what happens then and what is the
Is she
future.
still there?
Yeah, is she still really thinking this was the best decision of her life? So I'm just trying to figure that out. That's like the one thing I'm really trying to focus on right now. On top of just trying to grow this podcast more, so you guys should subscribe. Look at me, I just plugged it again. Did it again, guys.
Relax, dude.
That's all I did. Yeah. So that's it. Mine's pretty easy. How about you, Jim?
My
Being social
goal,
norm too.
biggest goal ever.
We're writing it right
Are you
now.
writing it? Oh, thank
It's
God.
called social life.
Dylan, cut that out.
My goal this year is to explore more countries that I haven't been to yet. I really would love to go to Greece or Iceland. They're at the top of my list. And continue on what I've been cultivating.
I've heard really good things about Greece, actually, from a lot
I've
of
been
people.
dying to go.
I've heard it's the weirdest thing. Everyone always goes like the people that travel a lot. They always say Greece is like a really common country that comes up. Well, apparently something about Greece is really nice.
What have you been cultivating?
I've been cultivating all of my photography, and then also I discovered that I'm quite skilled at sculpting, and so I want to keep working on that craft. I am speaking at that conference for photography.
Yeah.
And I just want to keep growing the art that I've been doing, keep working on acting and painting, and just kind of see where I can take that.
So your goal by the end of 2019 is to see where you can take it.
Yeah, sky's the limit
Sky is the limit.
This guy's
Where you can take it.
Lucas.
in beautiful countries.
Lucas Danner.
I'd like to say, first off, I am envious of your traveling, Jim, because I am not that adventurous. But I'm envious.
I love Ben Stein, cousin.
clear eyes.
Yeah. I mean, besides the obvious of, like, you know,
Nothing's obvious, brother.
raising my child and stuff.
That shouldn't be your biggest goal. That should be a given. It should be a given. You raise your child.
Okay.
Raise your child to be the best person in the world.
Yeah, you're right. That isn't my biggest goal.
All right, so second biggest goal, Luke.
Yeah, okay. No, I too pride myself on being a maker of sorts. And
Maker of babies.
Sounds like a Matrix character.
yeah.
We have to visit the maker.
Yes. So no, I'd like to. We've started a company already, making like board games, like cornhole and
Who's
like
we?
me and somebody
brother-in-law.
else. My brother-in-law, Jesse.
Okay. Just a question.
Somebody that nobody knows.
Well,
essentially.
okay, I know. I just was just curious.
Yeah. So we started a company and looking forward to making that company grow.
That's cool. Cody Vibbert.
I'm gonna have my movie screened
Oh yeah.
Is that really by the end of this year?
by the end of the year.
Holy shit.
I'm looking at December
Cody's getting
14th.
like full blown publicity.
Holy cow.
December 14th.
I saw that article.
Wait, December 14th.
Yeah.
That's very specific.
Yeah, that's the date I looked at. See
You
if it
mentioned this
happens.
once during a podcast I wasn't on before I was on them. You mentioned, I think, his movie, yeah?
Yeah, like that was the main. Well, it was the New Year's episode about the things we wanted to have happen. It was I was getting married. Luke was just looking forward to watching his daughter grow up. Joel was maybe moving back to here Ventura, but his was making the movie completing the movie. I mean,
So that's a specific date. So that makes it a bit more real. So December 14th.
It's a Saturday.
That is when it is screened.
Yeah.
Meaning it is completed before then.
Mm-hmm.
why that date?
Yeah. It's far away.
I don't know.
It's far away.
far away,
Yeah,
it's still in
it gives me
2019.
enough time.
It's December 29th.
It's not Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just seems like the time to do it. I don't know. It gives me the maximum amount of time before Christmas, just in case everything goes to hell.
Is that date? Is there anything else involved besides the fact that you want it to be completed and be shown? Like, do you want it to be shown at a particular place to particular people?
Doesn't matter who. I'll figure that out later. But I'm looking at some theater.
Yeah.
Probably Thousand Oaks.
Really? Why Thousand? What in Thousand Oaks?
There's
Central.
one in Thousand Oaks, AMC, that you can. I mean, there's probably ones that are closer, but Thousand Oaks seems nice.
I think we looked at that for Pack. You can cut that out.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Anyways,
My favorite.
There's too many moments in these podcasts where people look at me and go, "Cut that out."
Yeah.
You cut my whole segment out.
You're like, sure, I will.
So Cody, what was that? What was that article? I'm curious.
What are you talking about?
Cody had like an article written on his movie. Like,
Yeah.
on the fact that he
By whom?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
But I don't know who the person is.
What was the vehicle?
The vehicle was like animation, like the
It's an
it's like an animation. Sorry, go ahead, Cody.
It's a site that does 3D stuff. So they sell 3D environments, 3D models.
When was this? When was the article written?
On the 13th.
Of this month?
Yeah.
Did
And
you know
I
that
just
was happening?
no, I just happened to stumble upon it because I was.
No way that you stumbled
Yes,
upon it.
I did.
No way.
Yes,
You stumbled upon
I'm being
Article
100%.
He shared it on Facebook. It's
Yes.
on Facebook right now.
I don't go on there.
I was Googling because I was trying to see because I have the website for the movie, and I was Googling to see where it's popping up in the Google search, and that showed up at the top. I was like, "What's this?"
Above your site?
Yeah. So I clicked on it. I was like, I had no idea.
At least it's
writing
about
about
his
this.
site.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
yeah,
when did you find that?
it was like 2 weeks after or a week. Yeah.
And you posted this on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, look, someone was writing.
Cody,
What-
do you
what-
want to name the movie? Do you want to name the movie right now?
Huh?
You should name the movie.
I should name it.
Yeah,
Drop the name.
Drop the
I'm
name.
pretty sure it's named the exigency. I can't even say it. The exigency.
Dude, what? Hold on. Everyone back up. What the hell did the article say?
Do you go on Facebook?
No, I don't.
It was about the fact that he did a full feature length movie in that particular.
Because that particular software is not traditionally used for feature-length films.
Why not?
Because it sucks.
Good selling point.
Yeah.
It's not meant. It's,
Yeah.
it's
not
meant for
meant
like
to be
previs
used
stuff.
for
Yeah.
feature films.
You did the
Yeah.
entire movie on an Etch-a-Sketch.
Basically, that's kind of like what it is.
So the movie was praising your efforts despite the software, or what was it?
It was, I don't know if praising, but they were acknowledging the fact that it was happening, and they were interested, and they were talking about the nuances of the program and the limitations of the program.
And the fact that it's like a massive accomplishment to do this type of project with that type of software, essentially.
How do they know about the scope of the project if all they've been able to see?
Because they found my site.
But on your site, does it?
Yeah, there's a making of section that describes.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's full blown.
No wonder you don't talk in these podcasts.
You've already made it.
Mission accomplished. Dude. Holy, that's crazy.
Congratulations.
Yeah, no kidding. That is awesome.
Well, I'm very uncomfortable about the screening. And, one of my goals,
As you should be. It's
wonder
your
what that's
movie.
like.
Yeah. I think anybody. I think Steven Spielberg is uncomfortable the first day of his screening as well.
my goal is just to put myself into more uncomfortable situations.
Well,
And
you
that's
know
my-
what?
Amen, brother.
I said it on one of the other podcasts is that, regardless of whether or not someone likes the movie or not, it is an accomplishment to follow through on a project that takes 12 years.
Yeah.
That in itself is accomplishment.
But it doesn't matter if the movie sucks.
No,
It kind of does.
No,
though.
it does matter. It absolutely
Yeah.
does matter. That
Yeah.
to me is like, screw anybody who says they don't like the movie.
Yeah.
At that point, who cares?
Yeah.
Right.
No, but look,
That's an accomplishment.
I understand what you're saying. It's like, yeah, it should be something of substance and quality, but at the same time, there is a fortitude that's required to do that a lot of people don't have, and,
Yeah.
and suffer because of it. So, and they don't get articles written about it. Right. That's the most amazing thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Ever?
Yes,
There was articles written about social norm, but you didn't hear about that?
I know, but damn.
Dang.
Anyway,
No joke. I will answer the question, but I forgot what it is.
Goal for 2019.
Thank you.
IPO.
No, don't want to talk about it. Don't talk
I
about
don't
it.
want to talk about that.
I know.
Especially because it's not going to happen in 2019.
No.
It's very clear what it is. So I have two major accomplishments I want, not just 2019 in my life, which is I want to be able to say, like, I'm extremely successful in business, and I want to be able to say I'm extremely successful and or fulfilled artistically. And I have sacrificed the artistic side to a degree that means I haven't really done anything on the artistic side for a good 6 or 7 months, which is a long time. So my goal for 2019 is to make up for that by getting like back on track and and develop a momentum in developing artistic projects to the same degree I have on the professional side. And if I can do that by the end of 2019, I will be relatively happy. All right, I'll start with old Dilro over there.
Again, on the spot.
I think this was maybe said before we were recording, but not since, so this is the first time. What would you say first if your house caught fire?
Oh, that was it? Yeah. That was the question?
What would you say first?
Be a weird. That'd be a weird second part.
I'm like,
And
Yeah, and you were wearing overalls. Go,
all right.
grab the overalls.
I'm not wearing overalls.
I got what I need. I'm wearing them.
I wear lingerie around the house. Well, weirdly enough, I feel like I've been kind of in this situation because
Your house caught fire?
When the Thomas Fire happened around here in Ventura, this was in December of 2017. It was a massive fire. It's now, I think, the second biggest fire in California's history. That was a weird night. I was not necessarily in the danger zone, if you will. Go ahead, cue the music. Cue the music. But when it was all happening, a lot of things were going on. I didn't know what was going on, and the fire was so out of control that everyone was like, Josh is drunk.
I got nervous. You were talking about the fire.
Okay, long story short, basically, the fire was so out of control that I didn't know if I was going to be able to come back to my apartment. And I was like, I need to grab what I need to grab now.
Yep.
And I need to just be prepared for there's a possibility that maybe the fire will get so out of control that I'm not going to come back.
Yep, box of lube.
Yeah, I grabbed the lube.
It's funny because they were all expired.
Yeah.
why does lube come in a box?
Why is it expired? There's some questions.
You ever order on Amazon?
No, the thing that I did grab was a lot of my hard drives that had all of our old home videos digitized, because I had just digitized everything. It included the movie Social Norm. So I grabbed that had all of our old family videos, and that was pretty much the only thing I grabbed. Everything else, I just kind of looked at it and said, you know what? If everything else went up in flames, yeah, more or less, it was just kind of like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I really don't care if this stuff goes up in flames. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd probably be really upset. But I think I'd have a much easier time getting over that versus this hard drive that had all of my old home videos that had just been digitized, the movie that I worked really, really hard on. And I was like, yeah, everything else, just whatever. It's like tables and chairs and pots and pans and it's a bed. I can pay for all those things again and probably upgrade for all I know. But these things, I really can't. It's the cliche, like you grab the photo album. Yeah. And I kind of grabbed the 21st century version of that.
Modern day photo album.
Yeah, I grabbed that, basically.
Jim.
So I would have to grab my cat, because if I grabbed my hard drives instead of my cat, that would just not be okay.
For the record, I left my cat for dead.
In fact, it tried to get out and you stopped it.
Yeah.
No, you stay here.
Yeah.
I'm taking the hard drives.
You drove.
You enjoy the burn.
You drove to the fire and dropped your cat off at the fire.
Full with Bernie Sanders.
Get in there.
So, yep.
What's your cat's name, Jim? I know, but just for the record.
Aqua.
Aqua.
She has
Fina.
blue eyes. She came with the name, but it was perfect.
How long have you had the cat?
She's almost 10 years old.
Where'd you get her?
She was a dumpster kitty. She was found under a dumpster. Wow. She was adopted by this couple, and then my ex-roommate adopted her, and then she gave her to me. So
Did you grow up with pets before this?
Yes, lots of pets.
Have you had any pets while you had this cat?
I've
To
had
answer the question.
a hamster. I've had a fish. I've had another cat. That was an ex's cat, so that went back with the ex. But I've had this cat for a long time.
So I can relate. I didn't have a cat, but my ex had a cat, and I swear to God, I just want to see that cat again.
No, I'm sure my ex thinks the same.
Even my ex would, if she was sitting here. Well, first I would
run.
I would need a bodyguard, but no, she would admit that me and this cat instantly, for whatever reason, like had a connection. And what's funny is I never with my phone, I never take photos. I never even think about it. But like literally, I have like 200 pictures of me and this cat.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't I wouldn't want to show any of you guys what.
I wanted to see all of
No, but like we just had a thing. So that song, me and Mrs. Jones, we got a thing going on. We used to joke that was me and the cat's song. Named Layla, and people. It's funny because before then I would always say I'm a dog person, but now I'm like even Stevens. Cat or dog. Person Luke.
Well, I like Dylan. I actually had to evacuate.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I had to evacuate the house. Yeah, promptly.
Yeah. So instead of imagining, you're like, let me just tell you what I did.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And it's not that interesting, really. I mean, you grab your family.
Yeah.
You grabbed your
child.
fan and your AC.
Yeah.
Your family, you're like, no, you stay here.
Yeah. I mean, besides that, it was like my laptop. I mean, we're pretty good about like saving everything to the cloud. So I mean, we're like we really didn't have anything physical that like we had to take that was sentimental, really. But mostly it was just like, okay, grab the wife and the kid and make sure you have like maybe a change of clothes.
Yeah.
And we grabbed the laptop and stuff. But other than that, we really, I mean, everything else is material.
Yeah.
It's like, let it
replaceable.
go. I don't really care. Yeah.
Has to go.
Yeah.
Cody.
Vibert.
What?
That should be the end of the podcast right there.
What? Subscribe.
I would probably grab that hard drive over there.
That has his movie that
It
he's
has
worked
a
on
movie
for
on it.
12 years, probably.
Right?
I'd probably grab that. Yeah.
Ain't no way.
What if he had to make a choice between the hard drive and Karina?
Well, obviously.
Well, it's funny.
The hard drive.
I don't think it's very obvious.
On that same night that I had to grab everything, I came here to this house where he was up with his girlfriend, and then my mom showed up with her husband. So like we were all here, and it was like 1 a.m, and because the fire was literally right over the hill over here, it was you could see it. There's some crazy photos that our younger brother took, and we were like, this house is very vulnerable to be burned down.
Do you remember, Cody? I actually texted you at like 1:30.
Mm-hmm.
Because
PM, AM?
we
I feel like it was later.
AM.
Mm-hmm.
We was it later than that? I don't know. I don't remember. But like because we had to evacuate the house. Like the cops were coming. Like the fire was coming to our house. So we evacuated. Went to my parents.
Yeah.
And from my parents' house, we could see like over here in this direction, and just we just saw flames everywhere. It was just like.
It was an unbelievable sight.
Yeah,
I've never
it was
seen
massive.
It blew me away. I was like,
and
whoa.
I remember looking from my parents' house and be like, that's
Right.
Cody and Dylan's house.
Yeah.
Like over there. And it was just like fireball.
Yeah.
So I remember texting you because you were the only one officially kind of like here full time. Texted you. I was like, do you need to be picked up or anything? Because like,
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on.
I'm like, I'm really warm right now.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was like from that vantage point, it looked like this whole track was up in flames.
Yeah.
But it was like over there.
That's medium well.
Yeah. I remember when I was coming over here, it was actually, this is like one of those things you're like, all right, I'm never going to get this opportunity again. A lot of the power was out in the streets near here. So all the stoplights were out. No cops around. Talk about just flying, going super fast. I wasn't like running the lights. Of course, I would stop, but it was just pitch black. And it's like, it was almost just like complete anarchy. I was like, I'm just going to do whatever I want. And plus, I was just trying to get over here as quickly as possible. And I'm like, and what are cops going to do? They'd be like, this is the worst thing happening in Ventura right now.
Yeah.
Like when all of it's like half on fire.
Dylan, you got to mind the laws.
Yeah.
This is true. Don't do that, people. But if your town's ever on fire, maybe it's the opportunity.
Gun it.
Josh.
Guitars.
And my bass.
and your farts.
In his bathing suit.
Your bass, yeah. The bass guitar that's cheap and you
Why
never
your
wanted.
guitars, Josh? Because you played
I
music?
loved that bass.
But, no, I love it too. I played it more than you have.
Took it from me.
Don't make this about you. Yeah, no, I have. So, I would take 3 guitars. One of them has monetary value as much as sentimental, meaning it's like the most expensive one I have. But it's also there is sentimental value there with it. The other 2 guitars I would take, again 3 altogether. The other 2 would be they are cheap as hell, but I've had them forever. Like I've had them for probably 15 years, and I have spent many of hours with them, and so I'd grab those 3 and take it. And my computer and everything else be damned, I would take those things.
Jen, what do you think about that?
It's a weird question.
As I'm like over here drinking.
Yeah, I'm just trying to segue before we end this thing.
Super bored.
Get use of our guest while she's here.
I think it really shows what is
People value.
important
Yeah.
to you. Yeah. And your art is something that you value very much and you haven't been able to focus on that much recently. So it's like, obviously that's so important to you, what you want to focus on.
I appreciate that Dylan forced that out of you.
Say more, would you please?
She's like, yeah, all right. Yeah. Well, hold on. You know what? I'm going to put you on the spot. So when we were filming Social Norm, the one thing I remember talking to you about in terms of artistry, besides your acting, was you were like refurbishing stuff.
Yeah. I refurbish furniture.
Do you still do that?
I haven't done that for a while. I had a shoulder injury that kind of kept me from doing that. And then I was out of the country for a lot of this past year. I still have my little Etsy shop online. It's called Peace and Poetry, if you want to check it out.
Plug.
Yes. And just really cute stuff.
Don't mix it up with mine, which is a Peace and Poetry 69.
Totally different shop.
Actually, a lot of the same items.
It was just, that was the only one that was available.
Yeah.
He's just trying to be as much like me as possible.
Yep. And that was the only addition to that screen name I could think of.
I believe strongly in giving a piece of furniture a second chance because it's seen so much in its lifetime. When it goes to the dump, it dies. And that's sad. Its history disappears. So if I'm able to give it a second chance and make it beautiful again, then I will do that if I can.
Love it.
I like that.
I love it.
Whoa.
Dylan, what was the last?
So angry.
What was the last thing you cried about?
Oh, whoa.
Last thing I cried about?
Yeah. And we'll know if you're lying. We'll know.
I'm thinking.
It was 9 a.m. today.
I'll be perfectly honest. The last time I cried,
I don't wanna know.
just to
Skip.
be openly and candid, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be
don't
perfectly
like
honest. Last time I cried was my fiance's niece and nephew had to go back to visit her mom because I don't want to reveal too much here, but separated families. Her niece and nephew, their parents, basically my future brother-in-law, and his now soon-to-be ex-wife, or I guess ex-wife. The kids are like about the age that Cody and I were when their parents are divorcing. And it was very, very sad to see them have to go back to their parents, and they were not happy about it. It hit me. It hit me on a personal level. And I was like, wow, they're going through the same thing I had to go through. And it wasn't like I was necessarily like, this is like a bad time. I don't remember like my parents separating or anything like that. But it just hit me on a deep level where I was like, man, like I know this too well. So it just a lot of range of emotions on that one. So it was a hit me deep. That one.
We'll cut all that out. Jen?
I was like, why did you have to ask that question?
That's 10 minutes ago. Because
This is what podcasts are all about.
Because it's a question that produces that response.
I just don't think y'all can handle my answer. So I'm going to make it the most acceptable and easy one to hear.
Dude, that is the exact opposite of what this is supposed to produce. What? No,
She can't.
What about us that we couldn't handle?
Well, not us. It's everybody else listening.
Dude,
I feel like
Your luck, no one's listening.
I will happily answer, but I feel like maybe you'd want to take it out if I answer.
Well, that's up to you.
It's whatever you're willing to share.
Whatever you want to
Yeah.
share. How
Yeah.
about that? It's
yeah,
totally up to
actually,
you.
now that I think about it, don't say whatever you have.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
stressing
like
me
I
out.
feel
Josh is
like
scared.
Stressing me out.
Totally up to you.
so. Last night is when that happened, and I
He's coming
was
on this
really-
podcast.
Yeah.
I was really freaking
You
out.
got the invite.
I was really triggered by something I saw on TV, and it really brought up some of my own trauma that I've experienced, and so it was kind of a reliving of that.
So last night.
And that's all you need to say.
Wow.
You.
I mission
Yeah, you
accomplished.
really messed up, Josh.
I'd rather ask a question that generates you than generates
Just
yawn.
like my question.
Yeah.
That phrase reversed is worse. Is it on me now?
It is on you, Luke.
Cried driving over here.
No one likes being on this podcast, guys. Let's be honest about it. Let's just not do it.
Oh man, I don't know.
Child was born. That's a couple years ago.
I bawled like a baby when my child was born. Yes, like it was like bad. In fact, the nurses, because my kid had a hard time breathing. So it was like it was like born, and then the nurse like was cleaning her off, and then like brought me over and was like, she's having a hard time, like we have to take her into the NICU. So I'm just like already blubbering and then blubbering more, and then the nurses were like, all right, dude, like we have to get stuff done, like you need to calm down.
And you need your own
Essentially.
room, hospital.
Yeah,
room.
yeah, like it was one of those things. It was like you need to gather yourself, buddy, because like like, you're a big dude and you're just in the way.
Yeah.
But actually, the last time I probably like cried was well after my daughter was born, but it was pertaining to my daughter. We found I don't know if I should say this on the air, but I'm going to say it. We'll see if we keep it. We found a lump on my daughter.
When was this?
Maybe a year ago, maybe. And when she was still nursing, and it was because of that. It wound up being like a high level of estrogen because she was nursing. It was no big deal, totally common.
Yeah.
But that scared the living bejesus out of us.
That thought.
And I like we went through the whole day, like she was at the doctor, we went through like ultrasound, she was on the table, little tiny little body on the ultrasound table. We got home, it was fine, we got the word from the doctor, it was fine, and I broke down. Like I broke down. I lost it. I was just like,
Thank God.
can't handle this.
Yeah.
I can't handle this. Yeah.
Thank God.
I imagine that scenario exposes like crevices in your own psyche that you didn't know existed before.
Yeah. No, it was one of those things where you're strong. You're strong the whole day, right? You're just like you're trying to be positive, be positive, and then kid takes a nap, and you have like a lull. And it hits you.
Any masculinity?
Yeah, and you're like
no. That's when your masculinity comes out, Dylan.
Yeah. Well, the gravity of the situation hits you, and you're
absolutely.
Also,
I'm nothing, and I'm just a bowl of jelly.
Yeah.
and you can call it maybe gender roles, but I'm assuming I've never been in that situation, but I'm assuming there's a piece of you that feels like you have to be the leader in that situation until all is clear, and then you get to relinquish that.
Sure, but I will say that my wife was the one cradling me in that time. Like she was the one. Like I lost it, and she was like, "It's okay, it's fine."
Well, to be fair, she's a cyborg.
She is a cyborg.
Dang you, Alexis.
Cody,
Oh, you skipped yourself. How convenient.
He skipped him with his question. I'm just
right,
following
boy.
suit, brother.
All right.
Following suit. This one time,
Let's hear
we're having dinner and we ran out of mac and cheese.
it. Yep, I saw that coming from a mile away.
This one time.
Mac and cheese.
Talk about
Family
every
size.
time.
All right, we've all manned up around here. All right.
Yeah, Cody, don't.
Including Jem. Jem is manned up.
Yeah, it was unattractive.
Jim is now a man in our eyes.
Thanks for
I'm sorry, it wasn't mac and cheese. It was saltine crackers.
What? I could not hear
Saltine
you.
crackers.
No, probably when Grandpa died.
All right.
Yeah,
do it
that
for
was a
you?
bummer. Oh yeah. Actually, like when Grandma. This wasn't the last time. Grandma hit me especially hard. Grandpa, I kept it together because we saw it coming. But Grandma was especially.
I
hard.
lost it particularly bad with Grandpa. Grandma, not so much. I don't know why.
I was the same way.
Grandpa, it hit me hard. Especially there was one particular time, and I remember exactly when it was. It wasn't at the funeral per se, like the actual funeral. It was at the memorial service, and there was a picture of all of us.
Yeah.
With Grandpa, like on a slideshow.
I know the picture.
Lost it.
Yeah.
Lost it.
Yeah, that makes sense. The first time I cry, I will let you know.
First time. Yeah. Come on, Mr. Tough Guy.
Give us your real
No,
answer,
what's
Chess.
funny is actually I have like the last time I cried, it was like in terms of what everyone has said is like the least likely thing to make you cry, which was
You're at a Jack Daniels.
no, last time I cried, not bald. No, it was literally. It's funny because I think I actually have a higher threshold for tears than most people. Not saying that out of toughness, like just
You're a
historically.
sociopath.
Psychopath to be technically true, but I think I have a pretty high threshold for it, except for like cliche things on YouTube. It sounds stupid, but so there's this there's this one video, this song, and it sounds so stupid, which is why it's appropriate, because what the hell? It's like an American Idol or America's Got Talent video, and there was this one. It's not the only thing that's ever made me cry, but the last thing I watched, and it's not only the last time I cried, but it makes me cry every single time.
I probably know what you're talking about.
I'd be very surprised if you did, because it's really random. It's not like the most recent one. So there's this this little black girl. It's like America's Got Talent, and really young, but like she has to be. I don't know. I'm bad with age. She has to be like 11 or 12, like chubby little black girl, fro. And she sings this song called I'd Rather Be Blind. It's an old blues song. It's I'd Rather Be Blind. And the lyrics of it are sung from the perspective of an ex. Rather than see you walk down the street with your new girl or guy, I'd rather go blind. Mm-hmm. And she sings this song, and it's when like everything that could be poetic or romantic in the world comes out, meaning all of the things that are not logical is expressed. The way she sings it, the transformation from this little girl to this person who is singing this song who can't logically understand what she's singing about makes you feel what she's singing about, and I will lose it every time. And I wish I could remember her name so I could recommend people watch it, but I'd rather go blind. America's Got Talent, little black girl, you'll find it. All right.
Before we move on, and you're welcome to cut this out, but just in the spirit of being completely honest, I would not like to tiptoe around my past answer and just kind of stand up and stand proud and whatever. But I was raped almost 2 years ago. And the episode on Grey's Anatomy, they had a freaking amazing episode dealing with all of that. And they did such a beautiful job with it. But I would rather say that in all honesty of that's why I really cried.
Hey, I appreciate that, and we will cut it out.
How do we follow that?
Well, I was going to
Yeah,
say, can we do our answers over again?
I know. You're welcome to
By the way,
do with
everything we
it as
said
you want.
doesn't
compare to anything.
No, because the only question that it's funny because the next question here is what's his address?
Yeah.
And the next question after that is who's driving?
Yeah.
And the next question after that is which weapon?
Yeah, exactly.
I adore you guys.
Yeah,
Thank
and the next
you.
question after that is all of them.
Yeah. All the weapons.
The question is all of them.
Yeah.
The question is a statement. Yeah.
Well, everybody, I think that's all we have time for today. Well, again, thank you, Jem. I think this is all we have time for.
This was the worst time ever.
This was the worst.
Don't say that.
Horrible.
This was the worst of times, and it was
The worst of times.
If you would like
Mile away, I
to,
can see that coming.
if you would like to see more of what Jem is doing, you should follow her on her Instagram, which is on the information below. I'm not going to say what it is. And for those listening, too bad. Luke has it right there.
Luke loves
right
it.
there.
Okay, hold on.
I've always wanted to do that.
Do it again. Do it again. 'Cause
Where?
no, just do that again. Okay, I want lightning out of mine.
Okay.
Yep, lightning.
It's right here.
There's no way we're going to put that in there.
What's funny is if you do it to him and not me. And
But if you don't want to follow Jem, you should follow us instead.
why don't
Look
you
at-
want to follow Jim?
How about follow both?
What are you doing that's so important?
There's no
What are you
way
doing
you would.
that's so important?
There's no way you would follow both.
Come on.
It's not binary.
This isn't a feudal system.
God.
How about both?
Whoa.
Jim said
Whoa.
both.
You know what?
Whoa.
You know what?
Whoa.
Just trash.
Whoa. Do it again.
There's
Do it again.
too many people talking at once. We're going to go. All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye.